Hello, dear ones. I'm grateful that you're here. This is your full moon update for May 2024. It is a Scorpio full moon in Vedic astrology. This is the sidereal zodiac, and it is an intense full moon. There is some incredible transits happening right around this full moon as well that are bringing in grace and bringing in some really, really deep intensity that we're going to want to be aware of both sides. And you get to decide how you play this energy. It really opens up a healing activation portal to be able to do the shadow work that you need to break through to the next level. So stay tuned and I will share it. All the remedies with you, how to navigate this energy, how to make the most of it. Hi, I'm Prema. Welcome to Chart Your Path. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. New subscribers, those of you who are returning subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I do appreciate you doing that. It really helps get this video recognized and out there to more people. If you don't know what your ascendant or your moon is in Vedic astrology, you can get my free chart calculator. It is in the link in the description below. And also lots of other free goodies down there in all my readings and such. This full moon on May 23rd at about 8 degrees of Scorpio is happening at 6:53 a.m. Pacific time, and it is in Anuradha. That's the stars, the fixed stars, where it is. Now, technically, the moon is debilitated in Scorpio, and debilitation is where it's not as bright and strong. It's actually exalted in Taurus across the zodiac, where the sun, the leader, the king, happens to be currently. The sun and the moon are opposite one another, the moon being the great queen, the great nurturer, them being opposite of one another is when we have a full moon. It is the light of the sun being reflected off the moon. Sun being the soul, the moon being our consciousness. Now, everything is good for something, and a debilitated moon is a dark moon, is a very dark, transformative, intense sign. It is a place of privacy and things hidden below the surface. It's actually a feminine sign, and it's a water sign, but it's fixed. It's water in the form of ice. So it takes a while to really melt it down, so to speak, and it takes a while to bring it back to its fixed state. So it's really good for stability, but it's also good for stuckness. Everything is good for something, even when it doesn't seem like it's good for something. So that's why I say debilitated. Everything, it's good for going into the depths of your soul, uncovering what is hidden. And this full moon can bring that out, because when the moon is full, it gives us an opportunity to illuminate our path, illuminate and see what maybe we don't normally see during these, during our busy life. We can see what's on our path more so, and especially in Scorpio. Now, there's an intensity with this too as well, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars, our great honorable warrior. Now, Mars is currently in Pisces, and it's with the north node of the moon, the magician, Rahu, and it's just had a conjunction on the 19th with Rahu, and then it's going to hit the eclipse point in a few days. And so this is a bit of a volatile energy, and you're going to want to watch out for that. So just some volatility. I'm feeling contentious. We're seeing things happen in the world in a volatile way. You don't have to take that home with you, but be aware of that. At the same time, we have Jupiter and we have Venus. We have our great teacher and we have our great connector. And they are together in Taurus with the sun. And they're directly aspecting this full moon, bringing in a lot of grace. And in fact, they're actually having a conjunction right at the full moon. So it's an incredible time where you get to decide which side of the light and dark you're going to walk on. Both have their place when we are in those darker shadow moments. And this is a perfect time for shadow work, exactly what we'll be diving into in the full moon healing circle. It is really allows us to see again what's hidden and to be able to unearth that. Now, Scorpio is the natural 8th house of the zodiac. It is about transformation. For you, Scorpio is a particular house in your chart. It's my 3rd house if you're a Scorpio ascendant. It might be your, your 2nd house if you're a Libra ascendant. So it can mean something, deeper and more personal. And that's why getting the free chart calculator, which the link is down below, can be super useful for that for you. Now, this is an energy that can really bring up our emotions that have been buried below the surface. Scorpio is, gets a bad rap for being a negatively emotional sign, but really it's about devotion. And it's about piercing through those emotions like the surface of the water that's just all turbulent and go down to where the depths and where we can really get to the truth of things, because it really calls us to confront our fears, our desires, our hidden truths, and gives us the power to transmute, to actually heal and transform and regenerate. And so it really can help us to let go of whatever is blocking us. This is a time for emotional healing and inner reflection. And Scorpio invites us to, dive into the depths of our psyche. It's a very psychological placement, and to release what no longer serves us so that we can evolve, so we can really know what we are devoted to and to truly be on our path. It also gives us the courage to transform. Let's face it, transformation takes courage. We can check out, we can, watch another series, binge another series, which, we all do at times, and that's fine. I'm not saying anything's bad about that, except for if we're avoiding our own evolution, if we're waking up, if we're avoiding dealing with, what's coming up within us to be transformed. So this really can help us to get to those deep-rooted patterns, the societal patterns, the limiting beliefs, so that we can genuinely liberate ourselves to, live up to the life we're destined for, to whatever our personal purpose is, not comparing that to anybody else's. And there's an element of karmic cleansing with this placement and with Scorpio. And that's just that stuff that keeps coming around, and to finally be able to release it and let it go. It helps us to heal so that we can really be in our true power and our true confidence. And I have a lot of clients, and I do a lot of healing and readings with people, and it comes up again and again, wanting to have this sense of confidence to be authentically expressed, be who we truly are, and to do what we're really called to do, that intuitive hit, that way we want to express our gifts without that holdback of being judged, or do I have enough for it, or do I have enough money for it, any of those things. So when we have the confidence, when we have that empowerment, and we just know it within us, we're willing to take the risk, because anything we do that's new and different feels risky in the moment. It's new, it's different. Where this is happening in Scorpio is the Anuradha. It's called the star of success, and it's symbolized by the lotus flower. And the lotus, it blooms from deep in the dirt and the muck, and really like the muck of life. And then it has this beautiful bloom that reaches up and, and just shows its beauty that can come from the muck, from the shadow. When we dig down into that which maybe we're afraid to let go of, to dive into, to know what it is. Awareness precedes change. Once we become aware, we can put things in their proper place, and we can let go of what we need to embrace what is most useful for us. This placement in Anuradha also helps us to heal our issues around trust of one another, relationship and intimacy in a way, because Mitra is the deity here, and it's the deity of friendship, authentic connection, that sense that we really belong. And if we don't have a sense that we really belong, then there's just this, we feel out of place. We all get by with a little help from our friends. Connection is currency on many levels, and it's important to have healthy boundaries. And in fact, Saturn owns this nakshatra, rules the nakshatra and is aspecting this placement of this full moon. And Saturn is all about our healthy boundaries. So some of what might be holding you back might be where you are still giving your energy away and not holding up the boundaries that you need to, so that you can evolve and grow. And remember, boundaries are not walls to keep other people out. Boundaries are your contracts, your rules that you make with yourself. I have a whole training on this, of course, in the Solutionary Blueprint and in the Sacred Wealth Circle. And those of you who are in that, you have access to that. And it's really all about those contracts you make with yourself so that you are in charge of your energetic currency. Anuradha's Shakti is really the power of devotion. As I was talking about, we can get caught in the emotional energy of Scorpio, but it's that deep devotion. What are we really devoted to? It's a very, very spiritual placement. And when we know that, whether you're devoted to your purpose, you're devoted to a particular level of service, you're devoted to your guru, to your spiritual practice, then we have a sense that we belong. So what keeps you from feeling devoted? What keeps you from that sense of belonging? These are some of the soul wisdom questions that'll be useful to journal about, to dive into, and listen to your deep intuition, to meditate on during this full moon. You want to feel like, you're part of something greater than yourself. We all do. That, that's purpose. That gets us up in the morning. So this nakshatra can help us, this full moon and its placement in Anu can really help us to strengthen our current friendships. So leading up to the full moon and just after, make connections with people maybe that you haven't in a while. Reach out to loved ones and, maybe people you haven't in a while. So just tune in about that. It can be really helpful. How can you be better in your connections and have good, healthy boundaries as well? As I said earlier, connection is currency. It's an energy, and it's really incredibly valuable. We don't survive alone. We all stand on the shoulders of one another in some way. This placement, this full moon, is all about authenticity, courage, the ability to actually trust. And I know we all have trust issues in a big way because we've, had our boundaries, violated, been betrayed. Maybe the trust is with ourselves. Maybe we don't trust our decision making. Maybe we don't trust ourselves to just fully, we don't know how we might show up if we're really in our authenticity. And it's hard to trust something that you don't know. So again, connect with people. You've got to connect with yourself before you can connect with others, right? It's connect with self, then the source of our being, the divine, and then we can take that energy, move it through our hearts, and connect with others. Now, Mars brings an intensity here. And with that placement with the north node of the moon and where it is in Pisces, again, when Mars is at its best, it's spiritually disciplined. I talk about this in the May update, so you're going to want to check the May update for that. And the link is down below also for that. Saturn brings a sense of seriousness in this aspect. And then Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter bringing that deep wisdom and just moving into Taurus. Again, I talk about that in the May update. That's a whole year-long transit. How is that aspecting you? And Venus being here, bringing that creativity and that connection also. So we have this benefic energy, and we have a little bit of this agitated, intense, and could even be, volatile energy used in the wrong way. I go into that all deeper in the May update, so check that for that. During this full moon, some of the things I want you to be aware of is that this is a really important time to dive in and uncover, reflect on where's transformation needed for you. Where's that hot spot, or where's that sort of stuck dead feeling, and what is that about for you? It's a great time. It can help be illuminated. Again, we'll be in the full moon healing circle. We will be diving into and doing a deep transformative sound healing ritual, just a high frequency shadow work to uncover this, release, and let them go. This gives you this with Scorpio really gives us this ability to transmute things. This is where we make, grapes into fine wine. It's a place of transmutation. So journaling, reflecting, yoga, meditation, all our spiritual practices are so important here. Your intuition can be very heightened, but you've got to quiet everything down to get in touch with that particular voice within yourself. So spend some time in quiet in doing that and ask these deep questions of yourself. Wonderful time to chant the Lisa is a great mantra to do during this full moon. That's Mars's mantra. Also Om Namah Shivaya, or really any of the mantras that you like to chant, again, that's beautiful Sanskrit and bringing in a higher vibration. I know this is a very powerful time, and it can be a very powerful time for you. We are going to be transcending into a very beautiful energy that's going to happen on May 30th through June 14th. This is the Saraswati Yoga. The Saraswati Yoga is when all three benefic planets are all together, and that is Mercury, our great communicator, and that again is the connector Venus, and our great teacher Jupiter, all together in one sign. They are. Saraswati Yoga happens a couple different ways, but they're all going to be together in one sign for a couple of weeks. This is incredibly auspicious. This will be happening after the full moon. I talk about this in the May update more. I'll talk about it much more in the June update. And this is an incredible benefic time to be starting something, to be launching something, to be really honing in on your values, creativity, music, knowledge, wisdom. It's really quite a benefic time, and one of the best couple of weeks of the year. So you're going to want to mark that on your calendar. I am so grateful that you're here. I would love to hear what's going on for you. Where's the shadow work? Where's the hot spot for you, or the dull spot for you? Come to the Full Moon Healing Circle. In the Full Moon Healing Circle, we are going to really release, let go of those obstacles that prevent you from experiencing the joy, the abundance, the freedom, the authentic expression, and to really access that deep courage that this full moon gives us. It's like rising from the ashes like a phoenix and really unlocking our highest potential through this. So that link is down below. And if you are wanting a reading with me, all the links are down below for all my readings, including the Sacred Wealth Code reading. You want to check out the book, Unlock Your Soul Blueprint for Purpose and Prosperity, all the Sacred Wealth Code work, the cards you always see me with. There's also a journal, lots of free resources also, or reach out to me and let's get together and take a close look at your chart. All right, I'm so grateful that you're here. Please leave me a comment. So much love to you.